Okay, admit it. You got a cabinet full of spices you've only used once, and now you don't know what to do with them. Well, don't sweat it, because I've got a meal that's going to give your spice rack a shake, and it's going to be on the table in under 30 minutes. Hi there, I'm Rachel Ray, and I make 30-minute meals. Now that means in the time it takes you to watch this program, I'll have made a delicious and healthy meal from start to finish. Now we all buy spices here and there for a new recipe we're trying out, but the problem is you use them once and then they sit in your cabinet for years on end. Well, I've got a meal that's spice and easy today. I'm gonna make what I call my Road to Morocco lamb with pine nut couscous, and I'm even gonna make dessert. Another one of my sundaes, I'm gonna make a butternut sundae today. Tastes just like butternut donuts from Dunkin' Donuts. It's delicious. Okay, I'm gonna start by preheating a big deep skillet. That's gonna be for our lamb. And I'm also gonna preheat the oven. About 325 or so should do it. You don't need it too high. That's for toasting up coconut for our sundaes. And out of the refrigerator, I'm gonna grab my lamb. You want to get one boneless leg of lamb. It'll be between 2 and 2.5 pounds. Sometimes they come in netting as well, but they're definitely there in the meat case. If you want, you can also go to the counter and ask them to bone it for you, but you should be able to find them already packaged. I'm also going to grab my pine nuts. I keep them in the fridge because pine nuts have a lot of oils in them and they can go rancid if you keep them in the spice cabinet, which is where we're headed next. I'm going to grab my butter first though. Okie doke. I'm going to need some garlic and onions, of course. What do I make without it? Put the lamb on there. And I'm pretty much going to empty out my spice cabinet. Going to put almost everything in there in our lamb. Okay, coriander. We'll talk about all these spices as we're adding them to the bowl. I'm grabbing turmeric, coriander, cumin, paprika, cinnamon. Let's do the grill seasoning instead of salt and pepper. That's easy. So we got a bundle here. Look at that bowl full of spice. And we got, oh, you know what? Cloves. I want cloves too. Where are they? Oh, here we go. Found them. Cloves is another one I use like 2 pinches a year. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get some of the exotic ones in there. Cloves and turmeric. I always say turmeric, but there's an R in it. It must be turmeric, right? But it's just kind of weird on your tongue. I don't know. All right. First things first, let's get the spice mixture going. Let's make a little room to groove here. Now, I love Indian food, African food. I really love getting into a lot of different spices, but I don't know that this is a traditional recipe from any country. This is just me mixing together things that I thought would be interesting together, and it turned out all right. Okay, now I'm going to, and anytime I do one of these blends, I always make extra because you can use it 1,000 different ways, right? Just keep it nice and cool and already mixed up together, and then you got a special thing going on. Let's start with the turmeric. Now, the turmeric, we're going to use about 2 teaspoons or 2/3 palmful. It's a very mild spice. It gives great color. And if you get some on your counter, wipe it up immediately, but with a dry cloth because it can stain. But that's why we like it, because it gives great color. And smell each spice that you're working with as you're going along, and you'll really get more familiar with them, and then you'll use them more often. This one's kind of flowery and fragrant. It's nice, very nice. Okay, so we have 2 teaspoons of the turmeric, 1/3 of a palmful of the sweet paprika. Sweet paprika is great. I could throw it in anything, right? It's just ground up sweet peppers. It gives great color and a very light, mild background. Paprika is actually one I do go through pretty quickly. You know, and I've heard everybody talking about this. How long did the spices last in your cabinet? I hear everything from 3 months to a year. I got some in there from like the 70s, I'm sure. Coriander, I use a lot of this. I love it. This is the ground seed from cilantro. When cilantro grows up, it becomes the green stuff that's really bright and sharp tasting, and not for everybody. If you think you don't like cilantro, get into ground coriander. Much more mellow. It's a little bit nutty. I love it. It's a nice bright taste. I'm going to drop that in, about a 1/2 palmful of that guy. Let's do some cumin. Cumin's a terrific spice. It's nice and smoky, but it's not hot at all. So it tastes like and smells like chili. It's delicious. I love it. Like a big bowl full of chili, you know, but there's no heat in this, so don't be shy. 2/3 of a palmful of that guy. You know, coriander, I read somewhere, going back to that for a second, that it's like a mixture of sage and lemon and caraway seed. And that's a really good description. That's exactly what it is. Okay, I got a good full palmful here of grill seasoning. Don't be shy here, guys. This is a mixture, depending on the brand you buy, of garlic and onion and coarse black pepper and salt. And this has a little bit of coriander seed in it too, mustard seed, depends on the brand you buy. But it's lovely, and anytime I do something like this, it's just an easy way to get a right mix of salt and pepper in there. Palmful of that. Now, the cloves, I'm never going to get through a whole jar of ground cloves. I'm only going to put a couple pinches in here too because it's pretty strong. If you're not used to using cloves and cinnamon in savory dishes, well, you know, they're in a lot of the Indian food you might eat out. It's just you don't know what the spice breakdown is when you see it on a finished plate. Play around with it at home. It's fun to put cloves and cinnamon into savory dishes. Delish. Okay, now we're going to put in about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. You can go a little bit stronger there. Just give it a shimmy shake in the bottom of the bowl there, and we're good to go. Let's put a nice coating, fair amount of EVOO in the bottom of this pan. You want a good 3-4 tablespoons. You want to be able to just about coat the bottom there. Okay, now let's get the lamb cut up and ready to go in that pan. Move all these spices out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. Lamb is one of those things that people tend to order out a lot, but we don't make it at home a lot, do you? We make it around Easter, definitely. I love it, and I do often order it at a restaurant. I just never think to do it at home enough. Now, a boneless leg of lamb is nice and tender, lends itself to quick cooking. It's very lean and good for you. Look how gorgeous this is. And I'm going to put in nice big-sized chunks. I don't want them too little itty-bitty. Get these cut up and into the pan. Lamb chops people sometimes make at home, but you know, they're really pricey, aren't they? I get them when they're on sale. But other than that, it's kind of like a special occasion thing. This is a really exotic and fun meal. You know, maybe rent Road to Morocco or Casablanca or something and have kind of a theme night. It's kind of fun to not only experiment with spices, but experiment with flavors you don't have every night of the week at home and turn it into sort of an event, you know, kind of take it all the way. Put some kerchiefs over the lamps, you know, and pour some good wine and put on Casablanca. Eat some of this Moroccan style food. I don't really know if it's Moroccan. I haven't been to Morocco, but I thought it was a good name for it because Morocco is all about the spice markets, right? Down to our last piece here. Great. I'm going to get these in the pan and keep an eye on them once I get them through the spice, of course. Just toss it with the spice and drop it right in the pan. I have to take a quick break. I'm just going to chop up a lot of garlic to go along with our lamb. Meet you right back here, guys. Don't miss it. It's going to be delicious and spicy.